Head coach Dale Starr of RMU Volleyball joining me, and the Colonials coming off 8 matches in a span of 14 days. Hopefully not too tired as they get ready for the start of conference play at Central Connecticut and at Bryant this weekend. So I guess just physically, just how does the team feel after the long stretch? How are they looking?
We gave them a little bit of time off on Monday. We didn't do a whole lot. We did some film work and that type of stuff. So, they had all day Sunday and Monday to recover. Yesterday we went pretty good. Today we'll go pretty good. But we got a travel day tomorrow too. So, it's obviously they're tired. 61 sets in 14 days is a lot. And, to put that into perspective, over the next 14 days we'll play a maximum of 15 sets if we go 5 sets in all 3 matches. So, it's a pretty big difference. But, we got through it relatively injury-free. We're getting some of our kids that were banged up. We're getting them back this week. So, it should be a good week for us.
They are a fan of the 5-set matches for whatever reason. You not so much, I know, and that's okay. That's okay. But you know what? They're finding ways to win these long, drawn-out matches, which you kind of talked with me about it before. Wasn't necessarily the case a year ago. Is it a case of just being more competitive, more talented? I mean, why are those matches suddenly going your way now?
Well, I think we're finding ways to relax in those situations and make plays.
Go back, go. Nice.
That was well played, Megan. Well played.
Revenge for Super Bowl 32, I guess. But anyway.
So we're finding ways to relax and make plays in those situations. I think last year we were pretty tense in those situations, and we weren't as successful. And again, it's in order to be successful in situations, you have to experience them. And we experienced those 5-set matches. I think we were in 9 of them last year. I think we were 3-6, and so far we're 5-0. And hopefully, if we get put in those situations, we have some confidence moving forward that we can, we can find success in those 5-set matches. So, it can only help us moving forward. But I'm pleased that we're finding ways to win instead of finding ways to lose.
And the Houston match in particular, to come from behind as you did, again, and to topple a one-loss team in your home tournament, just those are the kind of little emotional things that I would think would matter and would help the confidence of a team as young as this one.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it can only help us moving forward. We can draw on those experiences. We can draw on those feelings. We can draw on the confidence that we got from beating a team that is very, very good and is going to win a lot of matches this year. And that, again, like I said, all the experiences that we've had in these 5-set matches, and especially against good teams, can only help us moving forward.
You had 2 players honored by the conference this week, Emma and Allie, and it stands to reason, really, because you look back on the last week of competition, Emma's really been driving the bus offensively, so to speak. Allie has been doing the same defensively. Emma in particular, I asked you after Youngstown State, I think, if this was the best she's played all year. I guess that question bears repeating, just physically, just in terms of her play. Is this the best she's looked to this point?
Yeah, and again, she started off a little bit slow, but understandably coming off of an injury over the spring and the summer, and connecting with a new setter. That's another big part of it. And you have a senior setter that was setting her last year, and now we're to a sophomore setter who didn't get a ton of playing time as a freshman. And, those chemistry things have to work themselves out. And I think they're finally getting comfortable with each other. I think that, we're finding different ways to be successful. Emma's learning that you don't have to hit everything as hard as you can to score, and learning to just find different ways to put the ball to the floor. And that's just part of the maturation process. And, I see her continuing to get better, and she's going to have some bumps in the road, but, she's got a bright future, and we're looking forward to jumping on that bus that she's driving with her.
Defensively, what has the team been doing particularly well as of late? Not just Allie, but really as a group.
Well, I think our defensive intensity and our want to play defense has gotten better. Our positioning's a little bit better. We're throwing our body at the ball a little bit better, and I think our eyes on the other side of the net are reading a little bit better as well. So we put a big emphasis after the first 2 weeks when our defense was not great. We put a big emphasis on our defense, and it's gotten better and better since.
And lastly, again, you open conference play this weekend at Central Connecticut at 7 on Friday, at Bryant at 5 p.m. Saturday, and of course you can watch all those on NEC Front Row. 2 teams that made the postseason last year, 2 teams that seem to have their act together year after year after year. Your thoughts on facing those two?
Oh, this is a tough road trip. Both places are tough places to play. Both teams are very good at home. Bryant is exceptionally good at home. You know, they're good teams. They're well coached. They have got some veterans in both their gyms. Bryant more so. They've got a lot of seniors on that roster that have been through a lot of battles and won a lot of matches in this conference. Central's younger, but they still have some, you know, they still have some senior leadership. And a lot of those kids that were young last year as freshmen got a lot of playing time, and so they're sophomores. So they're not really sophomores. They're a lot more experienced than that. So they're very similar to us. You know, they were young. They had a lot of young kids be successful last year, and I anticipate a really good weekend. It should be two very competitive matches. You know, hopefully we can find a way to come out on top.
And we'll see if the Colonials can do just that. Again, conference play, it's getting real, and it begins this weekend, this Friday and Saturday, up in the New England area for Robert Morris. Head coach Dale Starr, thanks, Dale. Good luck.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.